In his long-awaited account of the Brexit talks, the former EU negotiator delivered a withering opinion of the Prime Minister. With criticism of Mr. Johnson's botched resignation as Foreign Secretary to his lack of detailed knowledge on Brexit, Mr. Barnier makes clear there was no love lost between the pair of them. In his 500-page diaries of the UK's EU divorce, the Frenchman launches several attacks on the PM's own Brexit journey. Mr. Barnier suggested that his adversary had been a thorn in his side from the very beginning during negotiations over the withdrawal agreement. He wrote, "Boris Johnson will have handled this negotiation from a strictly internal point of view and in the sole logic of the battle he himself waged for Brexit." The former Brussels diplomat claimed that he had only once met Mr. Johnson previously, at the 2012 Olympic Games in London while he was the capital's mayor. Having struggled to broker the divorce deal with Theresa May, Mr. Barnier suggested the then Prime Minister was pleased to see the back of her former Foreign Secretary. "At this point, I think Theresa May, deep down, must be relieved to see him go," the EU Brexit chief said. Of his resignation, Mr. Barnier added, "And if we needed another illustration of Boris Johnson's incongruity, we find it in this visibly botched resignation letter, where he explains his frustration when he was Mayor of London." Soon after, the PM jetted off to Luxembourg for a showdown meeting with former Commission boss Jean-Claude Juncker. Mr. Barnier claimed Mr. Johnson was moving like a bulldozer, obviously trying to force his way in the talks over the hated Northern Ireland backstop. The Frenchman, however, accused him of not being in touch with reality, with his plans to scrap the Brexit border fix, which had been rejected numerous times in the House of Commons. "My impression is that the Prime Minister is measuring in the course of this discussion a series of technical or legal problems which had not been explained to him so clearly by his own team," Mr. Barnier added. The EU eventually agreed to scrap the backstop for an alternative plan, and Mr. Johnson got Brexit over the line after a huge general election victory in December 2019. The Frenchman demonstrates this by slamming the Prime Minister's numerous derisory threats to walk away from the trade talks. He insisted it was a psychodrama we could have done without. Of their relationship throughout the 11 months of wrangling over the future relationship, Mr. Barnier wrote, "They will go to any length. The current team in Downing Street is not up to the challenges of Brexit nor to the responsibility that is theirs for having wanted Brexit. Simply, I no longer trust them."